Hey guys, we need to talk about our investments. This is going to be the opportunity of a lifetime. So let's go do that. The coronavirus has been on all of our minds since it was first discovered in January. Now the coronavirus is all we are talking about. From a health perspective, we need to stay home so we don't potentially spread the disease. From an investment perspective, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. If you were around in 1929 when the stock market crashed and you bought the stocks that day, it probably would have taken 10 years before you made money on your investment. When the market crashed in 1987, if you bought stocks that day, it would have probably taken you 3 or 4 years for you to see a nice return on your investments. Fast forward 2008, if you were a buyer right after the financial crisis occurred, you would have been in profits within 2 years' time. Here we are in 2020. The stock market recently hit all-time highs. The coronavirus pandemic has hit everywhere on this earth. People's 401ks has turned into 201ks overnight. Everyone always thinks this time is different. Well, I'm here to tell you today that this time it is different. So why is it different? 2 words: government stimulus. The government is going to pour trillions of dollars into our society. Not just the US government, but the governments around the world are also pouring money into the economy. Not only that, interest rates are at all-time lows, which makes it easy for corporations to borrow and build their businesses back up once the crisis ends. And this crisis will end. The media has done its job in getting the coronavirus information out to the public. But what is not great is that many online articles are downright made for clicks. These fear-mongering articles are creating a panic around the world. This panic is what is creating the opportunity for you. You may recall SARS, MERS, swine flu, Ebola, and Zika. All of these epidemics created fear and panic. But more importantly, it created irrational behavior by investors. It is this irrational behavior that allows smart investors like us to get paid. Governments throughout the world are basically forcing people to stay home in order to avoid the spread of the virus. The media tells us every day how much more people have tested positive and how many more people have died. Soon we will see the tipping point where the media narrative changes. Over the next several weeks, we should start to see less people getting infected and more people recovering. Everyone knows that a vaccine is more than a year away, so that isn't going to help us. What is showing incredible promise right now are patients recovering after using antiviral medications. The 2 biggest antivirals we keep hearing about are remdesivir and hydroxychloroquine. Let's face it, Tom Hanks and Kevin Durant are not going to die over this. These celebrities are going to get the best treatment this world can offer. In a few weeks, we're going to know what Tom Hanks and Kevin Durant took to help them recover. Just yesterday, actor Daniel Day Kim announced that he recovered from the coronavirus after taking hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin. He even gave credit to President Trump in his Instagram video. It is extremely difficult investing in an unstable market, but you must take your emotions out of it and try to look out a year ahead. What will the world look like in a year? Right now, everything is crashing. Stocks that were recently hitting their 52-week highs are now hitting their 52-week lows. The hospitality industry is littered with carcasses of companies whose equity value has been destroyed. Restaurant stocks, cruise ship stocks, the airlines, the casino industry has seen billions of dollars in losses in just a few weeks. Opportunities are everywhere, as long as you have patience. Should you run out and buy all of these beaten down industries? The answer depends on your time horizon. If you think you're going to be selling these stocks in a few days or even a few months, you could sustain substantial losses. The coronavirus has created a market of short-term uncertainty, and I wouldn't want to see anyone bankrupt themselves hoping to hit a short-term home run. Some of these stocks in the hospitality industry may never come back. Others could take years before their businesses stabilize. The bailout for these companies is going to keep some of them in business, but that doesn't guarantee a quick turnaround in their stock performance. It may cause a short-term bounce in their stock price, but you have to look at individual companies to see if their long-term performance will lead to future success. My advice is to buy a few shares of several hospitality stocks and average in over the next month or two. You should do very well if you have a 3 to 5 year time horizon on your investments. There are opportunities in companies that are currently doing well in spite of the pandemic. I wouldn't go chasing companies that make gloves or face masks or process lab results because you have probably missed the boat on that one, and those investments, in my opinion, may have peaked. There is an opportunity in e-commerce stocks. The biggest e-commerce stock of all is Amazon. Amazon has held up well because people are buying more items online than ever before. One of my favorite e-commerce stocks is US Auto Parts, the stock symbol PRTS. The stock recently got hit when an institution dumped shares right when the market opened. Over the last couple of days, the stock is starting to recover. The good news for investors is their business is doing very well and should have a great year in 2020 and beyond. Are we headed for a recession? We sure are. A recession is defined as 2 quarters of negative GDP growth. We may have 3 or 4 quarters where we don't see GDP growth because the rest of the world is struggling too. On a bright note, the US government is enacting a major stimulus plan that will add boatloads of money into the economy. Other countries are also stimulating their economies. The best part is that interest rates are at historic lows, and the government is incentivizing the banks to loan money out to businesses. Over time, this will surely guarantee a much stronger economy. That is why there is tremendous opportunity to invest right now and to reap the benefits as the economy recovers. Is there any hope that the market will rally? Yes, the market will rally, and the market will fall. It will be extremely uncomfortable if you are on the wrong end of your day trades. The markets are unpredictable over the short term, and if this is your investment strategy, you are in for a lot of pain. Long-term investors that have at least a 3-year time horizon should be rewarded for their patience and stock picking prowesses. So what am I buying? I recently bought some more shares of 3 super high risk, super high reward stocks that I will share with you. These companies are Full House Resorts, symbol FLL, Eldorado Resorts, symbol ERI, and as I have said earlier, US Auto Parts, symbol PRTS. You may recall from my previous videos that I love the casinos. You can take in a show, eat a great meal, and gamble to your heart's content. And nobody is going to stop you. Casino stocks across the board have seen their equity value get decimated. All the casinos throughout the country have been forced to close due to the coronavirus. I don't see them opening up again before May 1st and possibly as late as June 1st because of this uncertainty. Investors have sold the stocks and punished them without mercy. But the casinos will survive just as they did after 9/11 and more recently after the 2008 banking crisis. Strategically buying a few shares every few days for the next 2 months should give you a good dollar cost average. You can buy MGM, Caesars, Penn National, Boyd Gaming, Red Rock Casinos, and Golden Entertainment, and probably more than double your money by this time next year. People will continue to gamble, and online sports betting is beginning in many states across the country. More states than ever will need tax revenue, and as a result, allow sports betting. Trust me on this one. Online sports betting is going to be huge. The current fear and panic of having the casinos close has created a tremendous opportunity for all of us to make a lot of money. I think when the dust clears on the current pandemic, investors in casino stocks will make a fortune. Hang in there and try not to panic. If you own a bunch of stocks that are down, now is probably a really bad time to sell. If you own a stock that has a high level of debt and they may fail to make their interest payments, you could be in trouble. Bankruptcy means the game is over. If you own a stock with a company that files for bankruptcy, you will be lucky to get pennies on the dollar. It is very hard to sell a down stock, but if the debt is too high, you might have a tough decision to make. Now, if you own stocks that are well financed and have businesses that are growing, your stocks will come back over time. This is the ultimate stock picker's market. All stocks are on sale. Let me know what stocks you are buying in the comments section below, and I will share more of my stock picks with you. I'm Vivian, your hot stock girl. Stay strong and take care of your health, and I'll see you in my next video.